So I recently took out my Star Smuggler set, and this is the foam core box that I made for it. And it is a print and play you can get directly from Dwarf Star Games, or in this case, this print and play was a redo by Todd Sanders. You can get this off of BGG. It's a free download, and man, I'm just having a blast with this game. A little foam dice tray that I made here. Looks like a planet kind of a deal, and to help me get in the mood. But the deal is that this game is in the same vein as Barbarian Prince, if you're familiar with that. You have events there, and you have a rule book here. And so the idea is that you're playing as Duke Springer, and so here I am using cubes to mark all of the stats for everybody. I've got Worf, the bodyguard that I picked up on Rigari, and then Chekhov and Scotty, the gunner and the engineer that I picked up off of Byzantium here. And so the deal is that you are trying to pay off your ship before it gets, your Antelope class starship, before it gets repossessed. So here is the sector police list. So far, so good. I'm not wanted anywhere. The bank notes there. I did establish a bank account in Byzantium, and there's my on-hand cash to spend. And so the game has you start with a certain amount of money and equipment, and then like I said, you start here in Rigari. And then the way that it works is that you are rolling on an event table, right? So based on your locations, and let me see, get to here. Oh, here we go. So if you're in these particular area types, right? City, colony, craters, if you're on a planet that has craters. You can do gambling on some planets, visit industrial sectors, military zones, mining, a palace, a prison, ruins. There's all kinds of stuff in here. And here is the key to all of the things that you can visit, and with a little reference for each that talks all about it. And then each planet, and there are 16 locations that you can have. And these are all set up to be double-sided. This is the Imperia in the Pavonis sector, and there's an asteroid belt nearby. The other side here is Rigari, the starting planet there. And so this particular board is your ship diagram, and I've made 3 jumps so far. You start off with 6. It's about 500 sector units to sec units, I think they're called, dollars, okay, to resupply your ship. Fuel units for the ship's boat, which I haven't really used that yet, but so there's quite a few things involved with this game. And so the way it works is every action takes 1 hour. So you would move it down. You have 10-day weeks, and so as you get through, you would keep track of the days that you have going on there, and then how many weeks you are into it right there. So daily actions are explained too on this, and I'm finding that the newer Todd Sanders version really makes playing this game a whole lot easier. So I did print out the ship diagram also, so I can kind of keep track of some notes. Payments, haven't made any yet. And then what's in my hold here. I've got 5 cases of heavy weapons and 50 units, repair units there. And I'm keeping track of equipment and stuff here for all of the crew right there. And so we just jumped in and on our starship to Imperia. And so I got my Duke Springer little standee right there. And so we are currently on a spaceport here. And so spaceports have things that you can, get that to focus. No, maybe not. Anyway, oh, here's better. The triple circles there indicate wealth, right? So now one of the things that I wasn't quite sure about with this game is that when you land on a place, and for instance, we're at the spaceport, the idea is that you're rolling here 2d12, And so that's a 7, right? So you would come over here, so hypercharges. So now I have an opportunity to either buy or sell hypercharges or fuel units and or life support units. And you can go to those different events in the other book there. So the way that the game works is you're not really able to access things unless you roll it, right? And having rolled that, you would move your hours down and progressing the game time like that, and then handling whatever the event is right there. So it made sense to me that if I am a free-thinking, self-wheeling space pirate, I should be able to seek some of this stuff out, right? So I was reading on the forums, and I liked one suggestion was to just roll on it, right, versus your cunning. So 8 or better would mean that you were able to seek out the ability to buy hypercharges, right, or whatever other service that you were looking for, depending on where you were located. And so that way you could go around, and basically the game would be a lot smoother and free flowing. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing right now. And the game is a lot of fun. There's a lot of pieces here, but it's really not that big of a deal to print out. Everything is made to be double-sided, like so. And I've got these mounted on chipboard, and then I've inked the edges just for a little extra look. Now there are also some sector patterns. There are 6 different sector patterns. So as you play each game, you can kind of differ it up in terms of how far things are and how you approach the sort of tactical version of what's happening and where planets are located. So depending on that, it'll change your events and your rules and different things like that in terms of location. So let's take a look. So one of the things that I did here is for buying and selling stuff is annotate rule number 241, which is right here. So I did buy some, like I said, the heavy weapons and some repair units right here. And I am on a planet that has a wealth code of 100. And so that is super cool. So that means that what you do now is you roll your D6 to determine the current economy happening on the planet. So this is 4 right now. So 4 is times 5. So these sell at 1 unit. So I spent 2 to buy them, and I bought 50 units. So it cost me $100 to buy them, and now I'm going to get times 5. So I'm going to get what, 250 monetary units for that. And then 5 cases has 10 weapons in it. They cost me 2 each, so that's going to be what, $500 there. So $750 for roughly what, 250 and $300. So more than doubled my money, kind of a deal. So that's kind of the economy of it. And so I'll be able to add that to my bank account. I can probably go visit the bank here and establish an account for where am I at? Imperia, right here, and then get an account started there as well. And then 700 right there, 750. I need another deal. But anyway, you can see how that kind of works and how it goes. But there's a lot of ways that you can get money, and you can also attack ships and have fights, and it's a great game. So I just wanted to share and put this out. If you guys get an opportunity to take a look at Star Smuggler, it is a really super cool game. Enjoy.